Okay, guys, I know I haven't done a video of this kind of thing in uh, a long time. Basically, it is restarting the CreepyPasta um, series I started a few days ago, and this is gonna be kind of long video to get it back in. I'm gonna do the Rake. I think that's how you pronounce it. Series, and well, I don't know if these are part of the Rake or if these are just fan made kinda. But unlike last time, I only could go to 9 minutes, but this time I can go as long as I want, and y'all can actually see my reaction. Sorry if my face actually covers up some of the woods, but here we go. So I guess the first one would be, yo dude, do you own a dog? I don't like the sound of that. Yo dude. Okay, here we go. Already with the difficult name. Brewster said, looking out the glass doors at the back of my kitchen. He pushed back his baseball cap and scratched his head. Do you own a dog? I looked up from my Pokemon game frowning. It was about 2 a.m. and the neighborhood was as quiet as death, but leave it to Brewster to find my empty backyard more interesting than Pokemon. It was a He was a textbook jock in impressively tan lax growth, the muscles the size of Texas, and a brain the size of a tube of sap. I was a black nerd. Somehow we were best friends. I paused the game to grab a fistful of popcorn. Hell no, my mom's allergic. It's probably a tray. Oh. It looks really sick, dude. It's creeping me out. Just close the blinds. I don't want to, he whined. Jesus, bro. We see strays every day. I don't know. Now he's like foaming at the mouth. He cringed. Ugh. I rode up. I rode up from the couch, grumbling as I dropped the Pokemon game and walked up behind Booster. Look, you Mondo. I stopped as I looked out the door and into the darkness of my backyard, lit by a few garden lamps. That was definitely not a dog. Lovely. It wasn't no. That's just lovely. Okay. Okay, we're good. Making sure I wasn't being stalked by the Rake. Where was I? Gonna scroll down some. That was definitely a naked gray bald man crouched in my backyard, drooling and staring at us. My face screwed up and confused, and leave it to Brewster to think that some poor homeless man was a dog. Oh crap, I'm calling the cops. That's not a dog, that's a homeless guy, and he's probably mentally ill. It's not his fault. But he growled at me. Oh great. I was already dialing the Baltimore City Police Department, ready to explain that there was some naked guy in my backyard at 2 a.m. Typical stuff for the city that bleeds. Okay. The dispatcher clicked on the line. Baltimore. Do you mind, phone? Baltimore City Police Department. State your emergency. Like, oh, it was a female voice. Well, whatever. Answered, good evening. I live at 126 Woodbird Drive. I looked back to the glass door. Man was still firmly rooted on my property. There appears to be a naked man in my backyard. Static suddenly crackled to life in the background. Could you give me an address, please? Frowning, I gave her my address again and waited for it to respond. Silent. Set for static and an occasional pop. I thought that I had lost the call, but there was still no dial tone. Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. I shouted into the phone. There's a naked in my yard. Where are you going? What? A loud pop echoed on the phone before the same tone repeated itself. Where are you going? Ma'am, are you on drugs? I asked, that being the only possible explanation at the time. Come back. Excuse me? Come back. Suddenly out of nowhere, the thick smell of rotting meat clogged the air. Both Brewster and I gagged. He stuffed his sleeve over his nose and looked back at me fearfully. Why does it smell like hamburgers? Hell if I know. His voice turned fearful. It's the dog. Brewster, shut up. Hmm. No, that's just kind of creepy, man, because I got a backyard. Of course, everyone has a backyard. But I got a dog, too, and I don't... That's kind of creepy. Skype, get out of here. Excuse me 1 second. I turned my attention back to the phone, but the woman continued to repeat the same phrase over and over again. Come back, come back, come back. Can you connect me to the Baltimore County office? I asked. The woman was about to respond when Brewster let loose a high-pitched shriek. I whipped around to see the homeless man's face pressed against the glass door, snarling. I gazed at the visage, and is that supposed to be vision? And my eyes buzzed. My eyes bug. I don't understand. My mind struggled to process the face that was definitely not a naked homeless man. Again, back to the naked. Okay, pause me 1 second, guys. Okay, for now on, putting my thing on Do Not Disturb when I'm reading creepypastas. Okay, what? Oh, the thing had hollow black eyes and a canine snout. Its curled lips revealed dozens of stained fangs. Okay. Making sure. Making sure. The thing, okay, there's a few gossamer hairs grew on its image, whatever that word is. I'm sorry, guys, I do not know what that word right there is. Head, the rest of the body gray and taunt. Its spine stuck out on its back. At this point, Brewster crumbled up on the ground, sobbing and pretty screaming mom, as the thing brought a huge bloodied claw up to the door. As I dropped the phone, the woman's voice not only reduced to something that sounded like Latin or Japanese, I'm not really sure. The phone clattered on the counter as the naked gray thing and I stared at one another. I, shocked and horrified, it evidently enjoying scaring the crap out of two pathetic high schoolers. Wait, high school. I'm okay. After what seemed like hours, the thing's face crept into a huge grin and its paws to rasp two single words. Although the glass door muffled the sound, I heard the two words as clear as if they were whispered in my ear. Frederick Ellison. Brewster started screaming and looked back to look at me in horror as the thing shot off back into the darkness. I swallowed. Oh, shit. That was my... Oh. Well, dude, you probably did if it was your name. I must be talking fast. Yeah, I must be talking fast. It's only been 8 minutes. And again, guys, y'all can pause and read it yourself if y'all want. Sorry about this ad over here. I figured I'll show the whole thing. Bruce and I both looked at each other and screamed. We hit high octaves of horror. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can do this. I can't do it. What do we do? He shrieked. I don't know. Calm down. I got this. You're in high school. Don't you have a 22? Or a pocket knife? No? Okay. My mom keeps a shotgun. Good. Good. In the closet. Grab that and come back downstairs. He bit his lips, resembling a massive infant for a split second before running upstairs. I heard his footsteps banging above my head and then he stopped abruptly. It did sound like he stopped to open the closet. It was as if he was startled by something in frozen fear. Brewster called hesitantly. Dude, his voice was high with the beard. Do you have an adopted Asian sister? I frowned in confusion before busting it up the stairs, bursting into my mom's room to see Brewster Frozen in the middle of the room, staring out the window. My mom's room has a small balcony, and on the balcony sat a small, thin Asian. Yeah, she was about our age with straight black hair and a face that could have killed someone. Her downy brow sharpened low over her dark eyes in a mask of rage. I stared at her for a moment. How could she have accessed the balcony? Are you lost? I shouted at her. This isn't your house. Okay, she continued to stare. Okay, not good, not good. Okay, you're probably gonna die. And then she took a step. Okay, are you basically gonna skip this part right here? I grabbed the shotgun and whizzed in the back and cocked it, aiming it at the closed doors of the closet. I'm scared, Brewster whimpered. Shut up, I muttered. Is this a random girl? I cracked the closet an inch to look outside. Looking into the space was the girl. My heart stopped and I fired the gun wildly, the base slamming to my shoulder as bullets riddled the room and smoke filled the air. Brewster screamed and jumped on me in fear, knocking the gun away. As the smoke cleared, the girl still stood before us, unharmed. We silenced immediately as her furious split changed into a deep frown. All right, you idiot, she said. You're in trouble, and I'm here to help. The name is Mildred. 1 second. Now, I don't know much about the CreepyPasta, the Rake. But in the comments, let me know who Mildred is, if she's part of it, because I'm confused here with that name. Mildred and I sat opposite one another in armchairs, Brewster cowering next to me. Mildred wasn't as terrifying as before, now seeing her in the light, although she still had chronic face. The clock ticked on the wall. I said, we'd really appreciate you telling us why you followed us, broke into my house, and then told us that we were in trouble. Yeah, right, okay. So, she paused. I hate to tell you this, but you're being hunted down by a monster who won't stop chasing you until he basically rips you up and eats your dead body. Okay, guys, I'm gonna pause the recording. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, guys, I'm back. I took about a 10-minute break, went outside, looked around my backyard, and looked on my back porch, which I guess is technically a balcony, I guess you could say. Yeah, I get creeped out easily, and I just wanted to make sure. Good thing is, I got my pocket knives on right here with me. And my phone, just in case I need to call 911. Okay, anyway. I nail in my eyes. Excuse me? Oh, so you basically, she tells you that a monster is gonna keep hunting you and not stop until he rips you up and eats you, and your flipping response to that is, excuse me? Why? I'm like, the fuck? Anyway, she said, let me phrase this another way. You're screwed. Thanks. Bruce and I exchanged glances. What? Bruce the man is. She stippled her fingers. Like Dr. Evil, turning to me. If Garden Tool says your name. Mildred made a shocking motion with her hand. You're good as dead, spot, except for me. I attribute my survival to my intelligence and. um, Garden Tool. 'Cause 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 ' That great thing that came up to your door, she rolled her eyes. The Grand Council of Internet Versions uses the name the Rake and writes fanfiction about him. I don't know, it's stupid. I blinked at her. I was never exactly a whore. I've seen it though. But the fanfiction I read never involved naked gray dog man. That was a subject I did not want to touch. Good, good was to live by. Her eyes snapped to mine. I live a few doors down from you. I heard the screaming and went to investigate, suppose. It was after me last week, but I suppose it has a new plaything. She shrugged. Now both of us are screwed. I threw my hands out. You say that so casually. It's pretty easy to talk about death once you accepted the inevitability of it. Inevitability, yeah, whatever. She said cheerfully. How can you be cheerful? Well, how can you accept? Okay. There was silence for a moment. I can try to help you guys out, Rooster mumbled guiltily. I turned to him. Goddamn, the powerful stench of rotting meat hit me and I stopped. Rooster and I both registered it at once and turned to Mildred, her eyes tearing and sleeves over our noses. You dude, Rooster whimpered, is that smell? Mildred wrinkled up her nose. That isn't good. What the hell do we do? I asked desperately. The doorbell rang. Uh-oh. As all three of us looked to the front door, still overpowered by the rotting smell. It was about 3 a.m. My mom was on a business trip. Who the hell would be at the door at 3 a.m.? Rooster jumped up from his seat. I'll get it. Doorbell rings. 3 a.m. After all this has happened. Okay. Rooster, you idiot. I grabbed his arm and pulled him back, picking up the stocking from the side of my chair. I inched to the door, looking through the peephole. Darkness. Not the darkness of night, but pure darkness with the glass scene. My mind worked to figure out what I was looking at, and when I suddenly realized what it was, oh, shit! I screamed back just as the door began crashing on its hinges, battered by something huge. Cracks raced across the wood, and I cocked the gun, aiming it at the door. I have no experience shooting a gun, I said, carrying behind the armchair. Meanwhile, I think Brewster wet himself. Richard sat up in her chair. We need to leave now. Get a car. It'll catch us on foot. The door was almost down. I don't have a car. Richard looked at Brewster, and he shook his head, trembling. Mine's in the front. Shit. She tried to knock the gun out of my hands. Don't even bother. That won't work. Anyway, my eyes bugged at her. What? We need, like, holy waters. You tell me that now? The door fell down with the splintering of wood and a huge crash. The three of us sat behind one armchair to hide, which was both stupid and ineffective. I heard claws scratching against the wood floor as whatever broke down my door walked into my hell. There was silence for a few moments. Okay. Coupled with wheezing before I heard a familiar rasping voice, I knew something what had just broken down my door. Come out. God into her. When you're about to die, you notice the little things in life, like the fact that the kitchen faucet was dripping, carelessly left on by Rooster, or the sudden knowledge that you forgot to pick up beef jerky from the store. The little things. Death was approaching, and I knew that in that moment we weren't infinite. We were fucked. I tell you. I eyed Mildred, muttering to her, "Are you actually positive a gun won't work against it?" "Well, it won't kill it, stun, I guess." I'm trying to do the rake thing, okay? The voice, okay? Don't criticize me. I shot up from behind the armchair and pumped lead into the monster, tumbling back when the shotgun recoiled. I attempted to say something naive, like this time it's personal, but all I said was, "Ugh." As I fell back, Gunner 2 did too, lurching back with the sauce and splattered the room with black blood. You know. But on just as he rode on they mis they mistyped that. On the floor he rose again, bullet wounds filling up with flesh, the blood faded. That was definitely not normal. I stood paralyzed as he stalked forward. The thing cracked a grin, revealing stained, sharp teeth, black eyes narrowed. He knew that I was terrified. Guns don't work. Suddenly I heard a shout behind me. Bat, hefting an armchair over his head with with the mighty roar and heaving it at Gargantua. The monster tried to duck away, but the chair was too large and it smashed into his body, trapping him trapping him back in a corner. Black blood, I cannot talk. Black blood began to pour around the chair in his twitching limb. The three of us stared at the bloodied armchair. "Is he dead?" I asked. "Probably not." The armchair moved and in a split second, the three of us tore up the stairs with Gunter, while Gunter was incapacitated, stuffing ourselves back to my mom's bedroom closet. "Why the hell didn't we run outside?" Mildred asked angrily at us. "We can't worry about that now," I whispered. I turned to Bruce. "Bro, talk. What do we do?" "I don't know, man." Bruce sniffed. Tears appeared in his eyes. "I'm scared, bro. Guns don't work. Scissors don't even work." Bruce, "We'll get through this." I grabbed his hand. "We're on the power of..." "You're dead." "Okay, what do we do?" "I got the keys to my car. We just need to get to the front of your house." "How?" Mildred whispered angrily, cutting into a heartfelt friendship fest. A distraction booster whispered, "How about I jump out, start flipping my arms and meowing?" Going to threw the closed door open, screeching in fury. I screamed and for once my life had a good aim. I shot him directly in the mouth. He jerked back from the floor, screaming in pain and frothing blood. "Everyone move," Mildred howled, pushing us into a run. We barreled to the front of the house, got into springing up and tearing out the. I lifted the busted front door and shot out into the winter night, stuffing myself into the passenger seat of Brewster's car. Brewster and Mildred followed suit, Brewster taking the driver's seat and Mildred tumbling into the back of the car. I cocked the shotgun at Brewster's struggled to take the keys and stick it in the Nixon, much like R. Kelly. Okay, make sure my phone is going off. "Brewster, move," I yelled. He blinked back tears. "I'm scared." I pulled him into the passenger seat, jamming the shotgun into his hands and shoving myself into the driver's seat. I heard scrappling outside the car, got to the left onto the front of the car, and then smashed his head on the windshield. I gunned the engine and floored the car forward. Brewster blasted a bullet into the windshield, missing Gunter completely and blowing a massive hole in the car. Glass exploded everywhere. I threw my arms up to shield my face as Gunter forced his torso through the broken glass, screeching in my face. I lost where I was. Oh, his breath smelled like, guess what? Surprise, the rotting meat smell that followed him everywhere. He was about to lugs at me when Mildred shot up from the back seat and threw something around his neck, pulling back. Gun to shriek, soaking, scraping to and take itself from whatever was soaking it. I caught a glimpse of the rope for a split second, a crucifix dangling off of it. Yay, a rosary. Mirza let go of the rosary and got into fell back from the front of the car. I rammed the gas in the car wood before shooting forward, running over the creaser with the satisfied thump and roll of wheels. We burned rubber onto the street, shooting into Baltimore City. Mildred looked back and saw a garden tool for a split second, slowly rising from the ground. She flipped him off. Mildred, don't talk him much. Whatever, Mom. These kids, I'm surprised they can still joke about stuff while they yeah. I drove blindly, flashing past side streets and continuing deep into the city. The more people, the safer. Okay, Mildred, where the hell do we go? I'm kind of hungry. McDonald's. You said that religious items hurt him. All religious items? Where'd you get that rosary? My grandpa chose the Korean one out in the county. Can you tell me how to get there? Sure, but we'll have to bust in. I don't care if you think it's safe, we're going there. Richard gave me a look that wasn't the most confident thing I wanted to see, but I steeled myself and turned onto the highway, burning rubber the rest of the way. Soon enough, we rode up to a Dawkins church on one of Baltimore County's smaller streets. Silent Korean lettering stood in front of the church. The road was deserted. My grandpa searched my grandmother. I forgot how deserted it was. Y'all can pause the video and read. I'm gonna skip down a little bit. Okay, so I propose that we create a gun filled with holy water and wine. Call it the Baptizer 2000. And then here's what I said. I turned to what? She paused before muttering. I kind of lied about the power of Jesus thing. I frowned at her. Excuse me. The religion thing, she avoided eye contact. Actually, that was just a guess. What? I screamed. She thrust up the rosary she had used to soak God into. My grandpa gave me this from this church, and that seemed to work. I threw a dollar store crucifix at God into her once, and he laughed. I don't know, okay? Brewster finally seemed to comprehend what was going on. So, you drove us out here for nothing. No, I know there's something about this place that must work. It's just, she gave a little shrug. Saw her face sadden. I was actually hoping you two could help me. You didn't think I broke into your house just because I wanted to help you out, did you? You know, it seemed like the most stereotypical person. I glared at her. She matched my glare. I have you know, I donate. She silenced off at she silenced at a far off noise, the sharp muffled ring of a telephone. I scanned the room and saw okay. The telephone pushed on the far side of the room. I started towards the phone as Brewster yelled, "Wait, bro," but I caught the call on the last ring, answering with a heart. Hello? I was getting tired of these games. I would be too. Static on the other end. This isn't scary, I said. I live in Baltimore City, for God's sake. Is Baltimore City really, like, not with the Rake, but is it really, like, something that makes you not, like, if you live there, you're not scared? Huh. There was a pop-up sound before. Where are you going? I shrieked like a small child and hung up the phone. Suddenly there was a bang and the searchlights cut to black. I froze, my voice taken away. Fred Bro, Bruce's faraway voice called, "What the fuck?" I responded, Something slammed into my temple and white-hot pain split through my head. I fell back, my mind going dizzy for a minute. The darkness and sudden sounds of shouting mixing together in my head. I figured that this was what a hangover felt like. I tried to get up, but I struggled. After a minute, I managed to stumble to my feet again. Something was strange. The circle was completely silent. Brewster, I called. Mildred. Uh, okay. Silence. The pain in my head made it hard to think straight, and I ended up stumbling backwards. I thought I was going to hit the wall, but instead I fell back into a seat behind a heavy curtain. I panicking for a moment, feeling walls around me, but then I thought back to my shoelace, a confession box. I rested my head in my hands, rubbing my head. Jesus Christ. Yes. I looked up, eyes wide. That was definitely not the voice of Jesus. That was the voice of God in tour. You are not Jesus, I yelled. In a random direction, blind in the darkness, got into a raps a laugh. I realized he was on the other side of the confession box. The stench of rotting meat filled the air. I have something that is everything to you who... What, the Pokemon game? I don't care what you steal from me. Return to this church at dawn, and I will let him go. My heart dropped. What? The light suddenly flashed back on. I hissed and squinted before stumbling out of the confession box and throwing the cut inside. Gunter was gone. I cursed and suddenly ran and reached Mildred before running to the front of the church. Mildred was just raising herself up off the ground, a hand at her bloody head. Brewster was gone. Um, Brewster, I rushed past her, screaming Brewster's name. At some point, I tripped on a chair and tumbled onto the floor. But instead of getting up, I just stayed for a while. I knew my steps were fruitless. Brewster was gone. He turned to the church at dawn, and I would let him go. I eventually got up, Mildred standing over me. What the hell just happened? I followed. Garden tool took Brewster. Her eyes widened. What? I worked around to her. That the religion shit didn't work, Mildred. I yelled, kicking, said, all of this is bullshit. He took Brewster. You took us here for nothing. Nothing! I didn't promise anything, voice was hard. I could have just left you two to die. Instead, I tried to help. You should be thanking me for even trying. Whoa. She threw her arms in a huge... My God, 32 minutes. Wow. In a huge movements to show all that she did for us. Which added up to breaking into my house, forcing Brewster to cut up a pineapple, asking to go to McDonald's when we were being hunted down, and then taking us to a random Korean church. I stormed away from her and having nowhere else to go, walked up to the altar. I sat down at the front of it and attempted to pray, but no matter how desperate I was still an atheist. Jesus lost. That's messed up. I attempted to be proud of my mental fortitude. I put my head in my hands and struggled to be calm. All I had to do was face God until at dawn, and Brewster would be fine. Brewster would be fine. Brewster would be fine. There was still a massive hole in my head as I attempted to comprehend my own death at the claws of a monster. The fear was there, but no hesitation. Brewster was my main bro. My heterosexual life. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Uh, I would take a bullet for him. Let alone sacrifice myself to a monster. He would do the same. I looked up at Jesus hanging over the altar. I suppose that's why people con converted religion so much. The feeling that someone had your back no matter what. Thoughts suddenly shot through my mind. My eyes widened. I got up from my seat, effectively standing in awe of my own brilliant idea. I knew exactly what to do. Mildred putted up behind me, giving me a skeptical look. Are you okay? I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. I turned to look back at her. Hey, Mildred. What? What's the closest place we can buy dynamite? Dawn, the sun peaked. God, there's supposed to be like 5 stories in this, and this is the first one. I don't know. I'm not gonna do all 5 in one video. Okay, it's already been 30 minutes. The sun peeked through the windows. I stood at the altar of the church, smoking a cigarette. The cigarette tasted disgusting, but I looked like an absolute badass, so I was struggling through it. Oh my god, dude. The monster was due to appear any minute now, and I had my shotgun at the ready. If my plan worked, it would be the most epic day of my life. I could write all of my college essays about it. The birth of my firstborn child would be welcomed with a apathic nod, because nothing would be as beautiful at this moment. If my plan didn't work, Brewster and I would both be dead. You win some, you lose some. Great, optimistic, dude. There was a loud bang of a slammed door somewhere from into the church, and I looked around to see Garniture slinking from the front of the church, black eyes shining. He wore a massive grin of needles. That hunched gray phone was nothing human or animal, and he dragged something along behind him in one of his claws. He was dragging an unconscious Brewster behind him, my best friend completely out and otherwise unharmed. For a minute, I thought he was dead, but then I saw the complete, copious amounts of drool dripping from his mouth. As Garniture near me, his eyes flickered, and he noticed the shotgun in my hand. He hesitated for a moment before leaving Brewster behind on the floor and slipping closer. You never said no weapons, I said nervously, as if using logic would appeal to a gray dog human monster. He hissed a laugh. I fear no weapon. Prepare for death. Gun to a tense, looking ready to pounce, and I released an incredibly pathetic whimper of fear. I caught myself attempting to remain still. This isn't a regular gun, I managed, relentlessly close to peeing myself in fear. Gun to suddenly seemed to notice that I had modified my gun with something. Don't ask how I modified it. I'm in AP engineering. I call this ready to baptize his teeth out. Not only does it shoot bullets, but holy water too. You pathetic religion won't kill me. Garniture hissed with laughter once more, squinting in delight. He moved from his crouched position, and my fear dampened. He was amused. You know, I've been doing a lot of thinking. I paused to exhale smoke from the cigarette, tempting not to choke and start tearing up. I've been contemplating life. Suicide, he asked, hopefully. No, I've been thinking about all of the joys of life and what makes all of our struggles meaningful. You could have heard a pin drop. Gunner's expression became slightly confused. I know that religion might not hurt you, but you know what will? I paused, letting it soak in. Love. Love will kill you. Although he tried to hide it, I saw his expression flickered to one of absolute fear, and then switched immediately back to an expression of amusement. Love? Love? Emotion is nothing. You keep on saying that things are nothing. You're wrong. Love is everything. Back in my house, the shotgun and armchair hurt you because Bruce and I were protecting one another. Bruce's rosary worked because her grandfather gave it to her. As I ended my speech, Garniture's eyes widened. Damn, I should have written my thesis paper on that shit. It was pure gold. Garniture, you're right. Religion won't hurt you, but you know what will? I cocked the gun. This is 100 pounds of explosives filled with love, bro love. Garniture didn't react. I knew that he didn't want me to see his confusion. I cocked my head at the Jesus statue behind me. He glanced at the statue, his arms held out in a welcoming gesture. Arms now full of dynamite. Dynamite that I brought using my bought using my mother's credit card at a shady downtown Baltimore weapon shop that Ray Lewis probably frequented. The dynamite gathered in a string that led down to directly in front of me. Gunner couldn't contain his shock. He whipped his head at me in a expression of pure fury. His nostrils flared. He lunged at me, claws out and jaws agape, and I saw him square in the mouth with a combination of holy water and bullets. Gunner seemed to freeze and drop in midair like lead, crumpling on the ground and frothing from the mouth. An inhuman goggle ran from his jaws. He attempted to rise. I saw his back, and he crumpled up, howling. I stepped up to him, tossing my gun aside. I gently held my cigarette in my fingertips. I was glad to stop smoking. Smoking tasted like shit. Your reign of terror is over, Garden, I said. Never again will you prey on random high schoolers. Through his gurgling and writhing, I saw something slip from one of his eyes, as clear as a tear. My heart fell. I wasn't as bad as I would have liked to think I was, despite the despicable nature of the creature. I blotted out the cigarette out. I blotted out the cigarette out on one of the chairs and aimed the gun at gun to his head. Au revoir, asshole, I said. It was the best I could do. I ended up pulling Brewster's dead weight by his foot. I had to bump the church door open with my bag and drag him through, but as I was doing so, the door accidentally closed on his head, and he woke up. He woke his. That's what. He held the door open, sitting up and blinking brokenly at me. Dude, I suddenly snapped it back into consciousness and jumped back, cursing. I'm confused now. We pulled back. I never been more alive. Tears sprung up in his eyes. And you saved me, bro. We fist bumped. Hey, Brewster, that's what I do best. We walked out from the church and to where Mildred was waiting outside, leaning against Brewster's car. After taking a tour more of the unsavory parts of Baltimore, trolling for explosives, she wasn't actually happy with me. She sighed and cocked an eyebrow. So, did you kill him? I thought there was supposed to be an explosion and you walk out of the church triumphantly. He's dead, but no explosion. I paused, shrugging. I really didn't want to blow up a church. Also, I guess I'm not one for these tricks and death in the same situation. Suddenly, the church exploded behind me, filling the air. My eyes widened. That wasn't supposed to happen. Brewster patted me on the back. Yo, dude, don't worry about it. The Korean people can fix it. Brewster glared at me. We sat back against the car and all took deep breaths. I know that, Brewster. Well, buddy, everything turned out okay. Want to go back to my house and play some more Pokemon? Most definitely, brother. So the three of us rode Brewster's completely destroyed car back to my house, stepped through the busted in front door and sat down to play Pokemon, even though our adventure amounted to several $1 million in damage. And probably months of therapy for Brewster and I both had. I had my friend by my side, and when it comes right down to it, religion or no religion, afterlife or no afterlife, good life or bad life, the people you love are all that matter. At that moment, life was good. I looked up from the Pokemon game for a moment to see Brewster on the other side of the room and looking out my busted front door. Yo, dude, said, why is your neighbor wearing a suit? Okay, 44 minutes. I'm just gonna say something real quick, guys. Okay, so the ending there, as you can see, how he said, yo, dude, why is your neighbor wearing a suit? I'm thinking that has something to do with Slender Man. So I'm going to look for this CreepyPasta. I may get a few of these out today. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video and hanging out with me and seeing me get a little bit creeped out. It's been a blast. See you guys in the next one. Bye for now.